Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Let's Build It Together, Homeowner's Guide to Contractors. My name's Kyle. I am a contractor. I own Prometheus General Contractors, and this video is brought to you by PGC or Prometheus General Contractors. Depends on who you are and how many letters you like to type out. But today we are going to be talking about red flags that contractors see when we are vetting potential clients. This is from my side of the conversation, not so much from the homeowner side. We can dig into the homeowner side a little bit more, and we've touched on that briefly about, you need to know what you want so that you can get what you want, and you need to be able to vet a contractor also. But today is what I look for, and kind of how how a standard conversation for me goes. So I'm going to switch over here to my screen, and all right, cool. So you call me and you go, "Hey Kyle, I've got a bathroom I'd like to do." First thing I'm going to say is, what do you want? What's your vision? What do you want? Do you have colors in mind? Do you have a general scope of work in mind? And my first red flag is, if you have no clarity on what you want, then I'm already like, okay, so you want a new bathroom, but you don't know what you want, which means that you don't have a budget. You don't have any expectations of what's involved. You don't have anything. Clarity on what you want is a big one for me. It's tough. If I go, "Hey, what do you want?" You go, "Well, I can't remember what it's called, but I have a Word document with a lot of links and a lot of pictures and stuff." I'm going to go, "Okay, great. Kyle@kcprogc.com. Send it right now. Let's discuss it. Let me pull it up and we can work through this together." For me, that is like an absolute green flag. When you know what you want, you have a style picked out, you have your vision. That's great. The next question I'm going to ask you after you send me that is, all right, when do you want to start? When do you want me done? And are there any deadlines or any scheduling issues that I need to be aware of while I'm planning on this? If you go, "Well, I need it done by the end of next week." Well, it's Wednesday. That gives me 7 days, 6, honestly, 5 by the time I get material, 4 by the time I get demo done. It's not going to happen. It's just an absolutely unrealistic, unachievable timeline. I'm pretty good at what I do, but I'm not a miracle worker. I can't help you if you haven't given yourself time to do a project. It's the old adage, your lack of planning doesn't constitute an emergency on my part. It just, unfortunately, I'm busy enough that I don't have to be put under the gun because you didn't plan this out. So, pardon me there. There we are. Again, I'm bad with tech. I run a screw gun, not a computer. So once we've gotten along and we know that your timeline, you go, "Well, I would like it done before Christmas." Awesome, dude. It's September, end of September. We can get this done. We can get it planned. We can get materials. We're good. What budget are you looking for? What do you think this project is going to cost? What do you have available, and how are you going to pay for it? Well, we have about $3,000. Okay, well, that's not going to work. You got champagne tastes on a Budweiser budget. It's not going to work. You're going to have to give up something. Now, whether that's quality or whether that's time, I mean, I might be able to do that project for you for $3,000, but it's going to take me 6 months to do it. I'm going to show up on the days I don't have anything left to do on all of my other projects, and that's what you're going to get. You need to have a realistic budget. Or if you're vague, you go, "Well, I don't know. We've been discussing. We can't come up with a price." That one to me is a big red flag, because it means that you probably don't have any money. You're going to get the money down, and then by the end of the project, you're going to nag and whine and weep and moan, and then it's going to be, "Well, I don't like this. I don't like that. My project could be 100% perfect, and you're going to find something on the ceiling. Well, that crack wasn't there, knowing dang well that crack has been there since you bought your house. That gives me the heebie-jeebies. It tells me that I'm about to get shafted if you and I are working together on this. If relative to the budget, these two are kind of, this is a subsection of the budget, but if you have unclear or unreal expectations, you know, I've got a $12,000 budget, but I'd really like to keep it to the $10,000 mark. Okay, great. We can work with that. Now we have a legitimate price, and we also have a contingency fund. That's great, because as I've mentioned before, change orders will happen. There may be something behind your shower that we don't know. Your plumbing may be all jacked up, or there may be a slow leak you didn't know about, or there may be some wood rot that we need to fix or replace or whatever. But you ought to keep at least 10%. I recommend 15 to 20% of contingency fund, but having a real expectation of how you want it to go, how you want it to look, and when you want it done, and all of it. This kind of it encapsulates all of them. But you can't be expecting to have this done in 3 days. And again, this is where a lot of social media, I was on a big one the other day, and 1 day turnaround bathroom is this beautiful tiled bathroom. That's false. If it's not false, then they didn't follow code, typical code, industry standard, and do a water test. Do you really want your contractor to install tile if they don't know if your shower's waterproof? I don't. I wouldn't do that at a client's house, because that sounds like I'm gonna have to tear out all my hard work and come back and fix something that was busted that could have been avoided from the get-go. So you need to have realistic expectations. You figure a bathroom is going to take 2 to 3 weeks. Some contractors, that's all they do, and they can knock stuff out in 7-8 days, and that's great. Every contractor will be different, but you need to have real expectations, not this crap of I want it now and I want it done. You know, it's just be real with yourself, be real with the contractor. If you have a history of bad contractors, and I don't even ask this just comes out of people's faces when we're on a bid call. Because I'll ask, so how many contractors are bidding? Are we having a bid meeting together, or are you keeping us all separate? I don't care. I just would like to know what to expect. If I'm going to show up with a bunch of other guys, then I'd like to at least have an idea that I'm going to be there with them. I prefer that. I would much rather bid against other people at the same time, so that our bids are all apples to apples. But normally how this goes is, we're seeking a couple other bids. But the problem is we've had so many bad projects in the past that we don't trust contractors anymore. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. What's happened? Well, we had one guy come do our vinyl flooring, and he just screwed it up, and he took way longer than he said he could or said he would. And we just weren't happy with the product. Oh, I'm sorry about that. What, any other times you've had bad contractors? Yeah, we had somebody do our upstairs bathroom, and it looks nice, but we really don't like some aspect about it. And to me, that one bad contractor, sure, we've all had a bad experience with something. You can't judge everybody from one. But when you have 3, 4, 5, 6 projects throughout your past that you just have had terrible contractors, and you've only had that number of projects with contractors, you've never had a good experience, for me, that is a big red flag. That just means that no matter what I do, you're going to crap all over me. And then the other side of that is that it is typically not one-sided. You may have had bad contractors, but you were probably not a good client. And the client's always right is partially true, except when you're not. If you tell me you want to do something and it goes against industry standards, or it will give you a subpar feel or look or design, or take your pick, then I'm not going to do it. The customer is not right in that case. I'm going to do what is best for you and best for your structure and best for your budget. I'm not going to just do something because you want it that may be illegal or won't work. I take pride in what I do, and I'm not gonna cut corners because you want me to. The cost versus quality. If we get through all of this, and I've asked how many contractors there and some of your past projects and whatnot, and you just blurt out your history of bad contractors, or you go, we've had a couple bad contractors, but we've also had some good ones. And on this one, we're really looking to keep it within our $10,000 mark, but we want a quality project. We want a project that's going to last, that's going to look nice, that's going to get our 5-year-old daughter graduated from college before we have to look at doing anything else. And when we do look, we would like it just to update colors and style. That goes a long ways. When you go, well, I've got 12 grand, but I told you 10, but now that I'm thinking about it, I think we actually kind of want to stick closer to a $5,000 budget or a $3,000 budget or whatever. Then one, you have unreal expectations. Your budget, we've discussed it, but now you're getting up on that vague side, to the point of awkwardness, which happens. And you have now made me question whether you know what you want. That's just part of it. These all tie together. But these are the big ones. And then there are some here. Let me get rid of that screen. There are some other things that, are red flags to me instantly. If you do this project for us for cheap, then we'll keep feeding you all of our work. No, you're not. You're lying to me. Now I don't trust you from the get-go. It's that just happened the other day. I mean, there are a gazillion of them. We just really want to know the price, and we'll get back with you in a year. We're trying to budget that. Okay, great. But if you're just now starting to budget for a project that's going to cost several thousand, tens of thousands of dollars, then you need to have some money in the bank before you're making these calls. Otherwise, you're just wasting my time, which irritates me. I can make more money. I can go buy new tile if I mess something up, but I can't make more time. And I am trading my life for your money. I'm trading my time for a paycheck. And I can make another paycheck, but I can't make another day, another hour of my life. We are not guaranteed that. So please don't waste that. A few other red flags is if we have a bid meeting, and let's say that the wife is the main driver of this project, and she has to work. She's a doctor, lawyer, or whatever. She can't get the time off. And the husband is there, and I ask, so what do you want? How do you want it? When do you want it? Basically I go through my conversation here to vet clients. And he goes, well, I don't really know what she wants, but here's kind of the style, and here's kind of what we're thinking. I can work with that. But at the end of the day, what I'm going to do as a client is, before we do anything, if I give you my estimate and you say, great, we're going to start signing some paperwork, and then I'm going to get you an actual proposal so that you can go through line by line and figure out every little thing that you like, that you don't like, that you want, that you don't want, as well as a schedule. And I will require both parties to sign off on that. If you don't know what you want, or your spouse or your roommate or your significant other is doing all of the talking, then I'm not really getting your vision. I'm getting their vision through your eyes, which is not going to make anybody happy. So at that point, we're going to have everybody sign, because I don't want to be put in a position where spouse A didn't talk to spouse B. I sent you both a message in a group text or a group email or a whatever platform we're using, and I can only get one of you to respond. Then that's what I'm going to say is, okay, I will begin this when spouse B finally gets back with us. I know that they're busy, but I'm not doing this until I have approval from both of you. Now, on the flip side of that, if you go, hey, my spouse is working and here is generally what we're thinking, we can get the final colors and everything picked out, but we'd like to get a bid from you. We want to know what you're talking about and what you can do. That's great. Then in that case, my red flag is not there. You have an idea, you have a vision, you have a goal, you have expectations that I can begin to understand. And that's a big one for me. So with that, those are my general red flags that I use, or my general questions that I use to determine red flags. And this is when you call me seeking a qualified contractor. This isn't when I show up to your house. This is all on the phone. It may be well, client X, I'm sorry that this just doesn't seem like it really fits in my business profile. It seems like maybe I'm not a good fit, and that happens. That's okay. It's nothing on you. It's all on me, and I'm sorry that I don't feel like I will be a very good fit for this. And that's not your contractor being offensive to you. I assure you, that is your contractor saving you time, saving them time, and making sure that you can find the right contractor. And there are a lot of guys that'll take everything and they'll sweet talk you and they lie to you, and they are a bad contractor or a bad handyman. But 9 times out of 10, if a contractor says, I don't think we're going to be a good fit, then you should be very polite and go, I really, really appreciate you taking the time to have this conversation and to tell me the truth. That's what they're doing. They're saving you time, saving you money, and trying to keep you as the client happy. With that, those are about the end of the major red flags. There's a bazillion red flags, but again, this video is brought to you by PGC. I thank them for the time. I'm sorry that we missed a couple last week. I've just been busy. We got projects running out of our ears, and I've got estimates. I've got a pile of code books and pictures over here that I'm trying to keep my business together, y'all. So bear with me, but we'll get on a semi-regular basis of releasing these. Give me any comments you have about bad contractors or good contractors or red flags that you see from your point of view as vetting contractors. That's a big one too. And we've dug into that a little bit, but we'll dig into that also a little deeper. But until next time, let's build it together and let's make your vision a reality. Thank you very much.